Hello and welcome to 20th Century Review Classics, where I will be re-uploading some of my old reviews and giving commentary on said reviews. With the new Nosferatu remake already out, I figured I'd re-upload my Nosferatu review from 2021. Now, this review is really short, so there's not going to be much commentary. Keep in mind the commentary will either be me in front of the camera or me with the voiceover. There really isn't a whole lot to say about this review. It's really freaking short. Probably, I don't know, it was 5 minutes long, and I don't know why it was so short. I just felt the movie didn't give me a whole lot to work with without going into spoilers. And this review, I made a huge mistake. There was a joke that I didn't include in the review. It's the SpongeBob joke.
The bus? Then who was flickering the lights? Nosferatu!
That joke, I didn't know it was in SpongeBob at the time. I didn't see those episodes, even though I watched SpongeBob as a kid. I don't remember that joke. So I didn't put in the joke because I didn't know it existed until now. And now I'm kicking myself in the rear end for not doing it. So yeah, I promise the next time I do a Nosferatu movie, that being the Nosferatu remake from the 70s, when I do that in the future, I hope and I promise I will include that joke. So please enjoy my review of Nosferatu.
Don't fall off the shelf. You must be the new boys in town.
What's that sound? Is someone moving around?
Sit down for a spell. You don't look so well.
Wait a minute, I feel great. You just leave yourself to bait. You might as well just hang around.
It's too late. We've got to operate.
Just try to relax. It's a house of wax.
I'm for getting out of here.
Go to the cellar down below.
Rumblings are bubbling in the brew.
And while you're down there, mister, listen twice. We'll give you good advice.
You know what to do. You just tell him go.
We will put the voodoo in the stew and tell you. It's like a movie. It's a big movie show.
Hello, my name is Henry R. Mockingbird, your host with the mustache. And for this Halloween special, I'm going to take a look at a silent horror film called Nosferatu. So, let's get going. The film is about Count Orlok, who happens to be a vampire and takes interest in Hunter's real estate and wife. What do I think? Well, I'll tell you. Well, I like it. There are some iconic moments, like Count Orlok's wicked shadow descending the staircase, and the shape of Count Orlok coming through the doorway These two images have become iconic images in the horror genre. Let's talk about some of the characters. First, there's Count Orlok, played by Max Schreck, not to be confused with Christopher Walken's character from Batman Returns. First, there's Van Helsing, who really isn't in the movie all that much. And then there's Renfield, who eats flies. And then there's Hunter's wife, and is it just me, or does she have a Marty Feldman look in her eyes? The film is based on the book Dracula by Bram Stoker. I know what you're thinking. If the movie's based on the book Dracula, then why is the main character called Count Orlok? Well,
there's a good reason.
Director F.W. Murnau couldn't get the rights to Dracula from Bram Stoker's widow, so they changed his name to Count Orlok. And oh yeah, the film was directed by F.W. Murnau, who also directed The Last Laugh. Well, I talked about most of the ups of the film. What are the downs of the film? Well, there are a few. The first problem with this film is that we don't see Nosferatu until 18 minutes and 37 seconds into the film.
So slow!
And then Nosferatu just disappears for a good chunk of the movie, and we don't see him until 50 minutes and 53 seconds in.
Could you be any slower? Don't answer that!
Another problem is that there is a ton of fast motion in this movie. Strange thing about this film is that it has a weird obsession with rats. Well, that's pretty much all I have to say about Nosferatu. But tune in for my third Halloween special. Until then, I'm Henry R. Mockingbird, your host with the mustache, signing off.
This is weird.
It's much worse than I feared.
I'll close my eyes and make it disappear. This